Hello everyone and welcome. It is Lenny. So I've got some more film recommendations for you. I think there's 7, and I'm going to do what I did last time, is put the picture of the cover up on either side, depending wherever the bed tilts is. Tell you a little bit, but I don't want to spoil it, because for those people who might not have seen it, I know that there's people out there, and I know of a couple of people who will literally tell you the whole film, and there's like no point in watching it because they give you all the bits that you don't need to know. I just want a sort of little bit of idea of what it's about, whether I think it'll be something that's interesting to me. I don't want to know the whole kind of, you know, someone recently said, oh, you should watch this film. So such and such happens, and then right at the end he dies, and I'm like, oh. Totally spoiled it, but never mind. Anyway, so I will start with 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. It's a bit of a mouthful to say, isn't it? I thought this was absolutely brilliant. Frances McDormand, who I have seen her in other things. I don't think that I've ever watched her as the lead in anything before, so that might be why I'm not that clued up on it. But she was amazing. She plays a mother who challenges the local authorities to solve the murder of her daughter, and the chief of police in the town is Woody Harrelson. It's played by Woody Harrelson, and it's basically the story of her trying to get to the bottom of what happened, I suppose. And then obviously you find out a lot of other things along the way, and I thought this was just I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was sad, heartbreaking, even a little funny at times, sort of a bit dark, and it was very unexpected that what happened in it. It was very unexpected as well, and I think it's definitely one to watch. I'm not going to give any more away, because like I said, I don't want to spoil the films, but I cried. But I probably, saying that though, I cry a lot anyway. So, I cry in a lot of films, you know. I can watch someone talking, and if they get upset, I get upset. So, you know, me calling it a weepy wouldn't class as a weepy necessarily. So, but I did cry buckets at this, and was quite shocked and stuff. So yeah, I definitely believe it's something everyone needs to see. I think I've kind of marked all of these sort of as an 8 and above when I looked back on IMDb, or IMDb I should say. I'd marked all of these that I'm talking about as either 8, 9 or 10, so they were obviously really good. Okay, as I said, you should have seen the photograph over there, but anyway, next one. So the next one is, I think that came out in 2017, by the way, 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. And the next one was Me Before You, and that came out in 2016. Lou, who is played by Emilia Clarke, she starts work looking after a paralysed man, played by Sam Claflin, I think that's how you pronounce his surname, and she sort of helps bring some meaning back into his life for a while, and it's basically the story of what happens. It is again, another weepy. But again, it is me, remember, so therefore other people might not find it a weepy, but I do. I thought this was beautifully done. It's very sad, also has resonance with me because he's paralysed, although he was paralysed from the neck down, and I'm not. And I guess, you know, you've got to think in terms of how lucky that is for me, really, like, to how it would feel to be paralysed from the neck down. I can't even begin to imagine, you know. And I think it sort of it raises a lot of questions with regards to what you would do and things like that. Again, I won't go into any more because I don't want to spoil it, but I do highly recommend it. And again, I will put the photo there, but you should have seen that already as well. Okay, next is a film called $1 Million Baby. Now, this came out in 2004. It was directed by Clint Eastwood, who also stars in it, and basically an aspiring boxer called Maggie, who's played by Hilary Swank, wants Frankie, Clint Eastwood, to train her, and he is like an old school boxer, and he kind of he refuses because he has no intention of training a girl, and so on and so on, and she sort of persists and persists and persists till eventually he does give in, and it's about the story of what happens from then on, and also, like, you know, their backstory a little bit. And I really enjoyed it. Again, it's one that I cried at. When you watch it, you'll understand why, and I just thought it was brilliant. Clint Eastwood must be, I mean, obviously you did this in 2004, did I say? Yeah, 2004, so that was like 16 years ago, and I mean, he was quite an age then, but he just keeps on going, doesn't he? I watched a film with him, I think last year, that he'd recently done, and you know, I remember him back in the Right Turn Clyde days, you know, what was it called? Any Which Way But Loose, where he had the orangutan, I'll say it, called Clyde. Just I remember watching that with my dad, you know what I mean. But I just think he's a really good actor, and also a director, because this was his work, so I do recommend that. Right, next one is called About Time. Now, this came out in 2013. Tim in it, who is played by Domhnall Gleeson, I think that's how you pronounce it. Basically, he discovers when he gets to 21 that he can time travel, and he can change what happens in his own life. He talks to his dad about it, and his dad said it's something that's, you know, gone on throughout their family. His dad is played by Bill Nye, and basically he then decides that he'll alter his own future a little bit to fix the little mistakes that he makes, you know, when he meets someone new, and then he inevitably balls it up. He can go back and redo it, and so on and so on, and like, he eventually finds someone that he really likes, who is played by Rachel McAdams, and then it's sort of the story of that and how his future unfolds and how that is affected by the time travel and what happens. Again, it's something I cried at. It was a little slow to start off getting into. Like, I don't know why, but I just found it a little bit slow to start off getting in. But then once I was into it, I was hooked, and then like I said, I did cry. Again, I won't spoil it by explaining why. And yeah, it was very sweet, and it kind of made us think, you know, how would I feel, you know, how would I go back and change little bits, you know, because I always have thought, well, you know, them things happen for a reason and blah blah blah, but if you did have the ability to change stuff, would you? I don't know. I think it's a hard one, but yeah, again, brilliant. Definitely worth watching, not watch worthing, but you know. Right, this one came out in 1991. Now I was 16. Now this is something I watched back then. It's something I showed to my kids because it is kind of family orientated. It's funny, heartwarming, easy to watch, very sweet, and basically Curly Sue, who is played by Alison Porter, and Bill Dancer, who is played by James Belushi, they are homeless, and they basically do little bits of I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, do little scams to get money to pay for food and things like that. So it's, you know, it's usually something like getting free food in a restaurant because they put something in it, you know what I mean, that just little scams that they do. Anyway, I'm forgetting the lady who plays Great Ellison, but Great Ellison, who believes basically one of the scams that they do, and she offers to put them up for the night, and you know, is obviously apologetic and this, that and the other, and Bill starts, you know, she has a little bit of money, this lady, and Bill starts to think that Curly Sue would be better off being there because he can't offer her what this lady could, and it would just be fantastic for her to grow up there, and he decides to leave her there, but or he tries to, and it's sort of the story of that. And I think the tagline for it was a funny story about a family and the little girl who started it. So yeah, I definitely think it's something that, you know, like, you know, you can just watch as a family whether you have children or not. You know, it's something, it's like I said, easy to watch, something that's, I think it's still relevant in nowadays, and so yeah, definitely worth watching. Okay, next one is IRobot. So IRobot came out in 2004. It's kind of like action drama sci-fi type of film. Basically, it's like the year 2035 and robots have become part of everyday life. Everybody has one. And Will Smith, who plays a sort of technophobic policeman in it, he is investigating a crime that he believes may have been perpetrated by one of the robots, and so it's basically the story of that. I'm really a big fan of Will Smith. I've mentioned him before. I do really like the stuff he does. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was very interesting. I didn't guess it, which I always think is a good thing when you're watching something with crime in. If you can guess it instantly, then you're like, oh, you know what I mean. But yeah, I definitely do recommend that if you haven't seen it. I think I gave it a 9, so obviously I thought it was really good. Right, and the last one of, yeah, it's the last one of the 7. I watched this just before Christmas, I think. So it's from last year, and it's called The Art of Racing in the Rain. This is, I didn't think I would like this because it's voiced over a lot and in it by a dog. But you don't see like the dog talking, if you know what I mean. It's like just voiced over, like narrated, is that the word? And the dog is a golden retriever called Enzo, and he is played by the voice of him is Kevin Costner. I was trying to think of his name there. Yeah, so it's voiced over by Kevin Costner. I'm going to try and just move this so I have space to put the picture for this. Yeah. So yeah, it's voiced over by Kevin Costner, and basically he's part of a family, and it tells his story, living with the family. The father, who is called Denny, is an aspiring Formula 1 driver. I've put a heartwarming weepy. Again, I cried at this, and again, there's no shocking discovery with me to cry at things, but I thought again this was easy to watch. It was sweet. It wasn't something that you needed, 120% concentration. Some things you have to pick up every little thing. I thought it was an easy to watch, very sweet, sad, and heartwarming, weepy. So yeah, that's it, and I can't believe that I've talked all this time already, but so I will get this put together, and I hope that if anybody watches these after my recommendation, or even if you've already seen them, tell us what you thought in the comments below. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want. And I will catch you next time. Bye.